code word madness. What have they done well? Not many teams have beaten Illawarra twice across the season. How have they done it?
Online, because these guys can shoot it. But we need Harvey and Jessup to get going. Cleveland's been the go-to guy for the last. They are. Let me just say this, without being on the fence. They play their style of basketball. They can make the top four, which is get it off the glass and run and gun. But the way that the Jack Jumpers are playing defense, we'll have to wait and see.
It's going to be one fun night here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We hope that you can stay with us right throughout the night. Stuart Reith, the first possession is. He's had a good record against Tasmania in the 2 games they've played this season. Officials Chris Reed, Ruben Woolcock and Daniel Batty. Adams puts it between the legs and scores.
Well, he's their leading scorer, Josh Adams. 15 points a game. We spoke, he had an explosion to, their 28-point game in Wollongong. It was a little quiet last week against the Hawks. That'll feel good to open this one.
Froling. Didn't score over the top of Krislovic with no Will back. Fabian Krislovic's been fantastic for them.
Big time. Yeah, just works hard. Krislovic, they've got some minutes out of Bairstow in there. Got some minutes out of the DP, Jock Perry. So it's all hands on deck. But Krislovic off the opening tip, he's given him good minutes.
It's Josh Majette. Has Krislovic up top. In their round 12 win, they played twice this season. In round 12, Tasmania won by 10, and that was a game that belonged to Josh Adams. 8 of 11 from outside.
And if you know Gorgie, you know he's known to be a defensive coach. I don't think he would have been happy about that, Lynn. Not at all. Not at all.
Well, it was record-breaking stuff that night. 22 made threes in a 40-minute game, equaling the record. And Sam McDaniel came out, hit 4 of 4, and Josh Majette hit 4 of them. But these Silver Dome rims can be hard to shoot on sometimes. So it'll be fascinating to see whether they can knock those same shots down today.
You might say hard to shoot. Most would say unforgiving. Kenyon.
Well,
Cotton.
My question is, though, if Gordon wants to run them off the 3-point line and it's hard to shoot in this game, what do? Because you got a dilemma here.
You just got to play honest. This is a finals type game. You just got to play tough, play honest, not give him anything easy.
Froling tries to muscle his way in and get back to his left hand.
Rim protection, if any, on the floor for the Jack Jumpers. So try to get your big fellas involved.
And that's smart. Because this season it hurt them because when the shots dry up, there's nothing else. So it is right to get that ball inside early, play from inside out.
14-8 for Sam Froling on Thursday night and the win over the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He's got himself going early in this one. Kenyon given some space, took it to the. He's got himself going early in this one. Kenyon given some space, took it to the. He's got himself going early in this one. Kenyon given some space, took it to the rack with the left hand, tip back out. The Jack Jumpers get another look at it. In the jet guarded by Reith. Nice find for Kenyon. That's 2.
And you hit the floor really well. So when there's a drive, you have to help, a little help and a little sink, and you find these guys wide open.
A 30% shooter across the season from outside. He's 100% so far, Matt Kenyon.
Nice take. He's just starting to build his confidence. Had a 16-point game, a 22-point game the other night. And now you can see he's getting himself going off the...
Good evening, men. Caught up with Brian just before the game. Gave me a little bit of a sly wink and a little fist pump. He's pretty confident going into this game. I think if they've learned anything, I agree with Copes. They've got to get on the rim. They took too many jump shots the other night, and I think if they can do that against this small lineup, good things will happen. The other night, and I think if they can do that against this small lineup, good things will happen.
Well short from Harvey. Kenyon. Now McVeigh rolling to the basket. Pass was deflected. Still time on the shot clock. McVeigh spins and gets to the left.
He plays smarter. I don't understand how Adelaide could let him go last year. I think they lost something special.
Good signing, really good signing. It's been fun watching this second half of his year because they struggle to get him involved to begin this season. He's a real important piece to the puzzle now.
It's a foul here.
We're huge, and we saw what he can do in the block there, but he's a pick and pop threat.
A guy that can play multiple positions, can guard multiple positions. How do you, again, lose him? I'm not trying to sign him.
Yeah.
Young with his age.
Adelaide's losses. Tasmania's gain. That's last touch by Illawarra.
You touch on that.
Young with his age.
Adelaide's losses. Tasmania's gain. That's last touch by Illawarra.
You touch on it, Coach, because there are a lot of high-level talents around the league who've made their way through that organisation.
Oh, yeah. One in particular that we'll see later on tonight for the Phoenix. Adams pulls the trigger. That's a nice spot.
Nothing wrong with his win. No touching.
3 of 3 so far. It's been their go-to against the Hawks, the way they've shot the ball. A combined 45% from outside in the 2 games. Nice move from Cleveland. Talk about Antonius Cleveland has found his spot in this rotation now.
Yeah, he's special. He's special. Because he doesn't need the ball to score. Defensively, he can go take that ball, and he's pushing it up the floor.
Tasmania by 5. Adams all the way in. Tough finish with his left hand.
Early doors, 7 points, hasn't missed. A little bit at the rim, a little bit mid-range, and beyond the arc.
A little quiet by his standards on Sunday. Under 7 points. Averages 15.5 across the season. Jessup off target. Here's Cleveland, offensive rebound, and puts it back in with a foul. Averages 15.5 across the season. Jessup off target. Here's Cleveland, offensive rebound, and puts it back in with a foul.
But he can get an M1 finish and just finds different ways on the floor to have a positive impact for his team.
That last play when Adams came up and took the 3, that's just way too easy. He's led him in scoring. There's no hand in the face. Gordon's getting soft, man. I got to call Gordon. Whoa! Whoa! I played against Gordon. You couldn't come off a screen without somebody smacking you upside the head. So that's just
the other night, and we've mentioned 6 wins from their past 8 games.
If the Hawks go down today and they lose the series, it'll be the first time as coach of Illawarra that Brian Gorshin will have been swept in a series. Tom Mays, that is tough.
That's a terrible shot.
Loose ball for Conrad, who couldn't put it back in. Series. Tom Mays, that is tough.
That's a terrible shot.
Loose ball for Conrad, who couldn't put it back in. It's tough.
That's a terrible shot.
Loose ball for Conrad, who couldn't put it back in. Jack Jumper's come up with it. The Jet. And has McVeigh up top. He's fouled by Conrad. Free throw's coming. Haven't had an assist so far today, Illawarra.
That's not good
and they've
enough.
4 made field goals.
Whoever touches the ball wants to take it themselves.
Still to come tonight, Southeast Melbourne playing host to the Sydney Kings at John Cain Arena. In the game of 3rd versus 5th. We told you it's going to be a bumper night. 4th versus 6th in this one. Tom Mays had Froling rolling to the basket. Jumpers have done a good job to blow this up, but Cleveland, with athleticism, accelerates to the basket.
Sometimes you defend well and the offense just gets the advantage.
He makes the first, 8th in the competition for Bills.
With long arms and look, he gets his hands. It reminds me of a guy like D-Mac. D-Mac had those long, sticky...
102 points for the season coming into tonight, Liam. Only 45 of those have come in the first quarter. So he struggles. We certainly know he finishes well. No question about that. McVeigh has been busy. He took it at Reith, who said, no way.
He said, no, sir.
Tasmania ball. McIntosh and Steindl in for their first minutes for the Jack Jumpers. The jet from the Kmart logo. That was interesting. Hawks trail by 5. The message out of the timeout was to get that ball moving. The message out of the timeout was to get that ball moving. White got a little caught up. Did everything but finish. Bairstow had a mismatch, but before that, Steindl had stepped in.
What works so effectively for Clint Steindl, one of the league's leaders in first quarter points, even though he comes off the bench because they get him early looks, but not so far.
Again.
Early looks, but not so far.
Again, one pass, drive to the basket, or take a shot. They're not moving the ball.
Here's Steindl. Got it.
Good. She has the shot fake from Sam McDaniel. Got reacted like he was Steph Curry. And found Steindl, ready to knock it down.
Conrad responds at the other end. 3 of 7 on Thursday against the Phoenix. He played some good minutes, the veteran. Important knockdown there for Illawarra. They bring it back to 5. Less than 90 seconds before quarter time. Shot clock at 7. McIntosh left open. And McDaniel on the offensive glass. Shot clock at 7. McIntosh left open. And McDaniel on the offensive glass.
He's feeling good right now.
McIntosh likes to burrow in. Reith got another one. Blocked that shot.
Oh, he might have taken that in the chest.
Likes to burrow in. Reith got another one. Blocked that shot.
Oh, he might have taken that in the chest. Although it looked like a flop, I think he might have taken it right in the middle of his.
He's okay now by the looks of it, Conrad. He found Dwight Reith under the basket. They've scored the last 5, Illawarra.
Let's give it a flop warning.
He's still holding his sternum.
It's taken the wind right out of Conrad.
Conrad don't want anymore.
Steindl turns the corner.
Wow, there it is. That's about, and they know exactly where the ball's going. Staggered screens along the bottom, on the block. He's just the best in the business, catching and shooting off those actions.
And knowing Gorgon like we know him, that would have been the first thing.
Catching and shooting off those actions.
And knowing Gorgon like we know him, that would have been the first thing on the talked about in the locker room. Find Steindl. Don't let him get hot.
Just like that.
Oh, come on. Steindl. He's coming off screens. Don't switch. Stay with him. Stay connected.
3 made threes in 3 minutes. And the Hawks need a bucket now to finish off the quarter. Rattan Mays can't make it. And the Hawks need a bucket now to finish off the quarter. Rattan Mays can't make it count. The Jack Tasmania were 1 from 8 in the first quarter. Today they're 6 from 8, Coach.
Now, listen, we know Gorgon. The scouting report would have said, run these guys off the three-point line. You can't let these guys shoot the way they've been shooting all year. That probably would have gone as well. It looks like one of those teams is stagnant in offense, so they're not really worried about the defensive end. They're trying to fix their offensive end. But that's not going to help you. If you don't shut these guys down, you're going to be in trouble.
They average 45% from outside against Illawarra in their 2 games. Their next best is 10 made threes against Melbourne per game. But there's something about this matchup that works for Tasmania.
So you saw Dwight Reith jumping at Sam McDaniel in the corner. Well, that opens Clint Steindl on rotations. And then as they run him off and recover, if you're guarding the screener, those things haven't been there for the Hawks in this matchup. And Tassie have taken advantage.
Cleveland makes the second. No burgers yet for Tasmanian basketball fans, courtesy of Hungry Jacks. McIntosh kicks it back out. Oh, Weeks had space to fire. That's not counting. It's Tyler Harvey.
on the tops of those chairs, little face plant.
Almost ended up in the bin. McIntosh steps back.
Jeez, he plays that bully ball, doesn't he?
Look at Tasmania get after this offensive rebound. McIntosh steps back.
Jeez, he plays that bully ball, doesn't he?
Look at Tasmania get after this offensive rebound. McIntosh steps back.
Jeez, he plays that bully ball, doesn't he?
Look at Tasmania get after this offensive rebound. McDaniel off for Steindl.
Come on, man.
The bank's open on a Saturday.
Man, this guy's on fire. Who said something's wrong with those rings?
4 of 4. Clint Steindl. Tasmania 7 from 10 from the land of plenty.
And he cashes in off the board.
You have to know, even on an offensive rebound, you have to know where Steindl is. You can't leave this guy. He's hot.
Now Reith tries his luck. He's a beautiful shooter of the basketball for his size.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put Cleveland on. They got Cleveland on him there.
DeWalt Reith 40% from beyond this season. Steindl
Run him off the three-point line.
involves McDaniel.
Let McDaniel shoot.
He knows they're going to run him off the arc, so he attacks, draws the help, sucks in the D, finds an open teammate.
8 made threes now for Tasmania. Froling to the other end. Too big, too strong, and too mobile for Ben. Third meeting of the season between these two teams. Steindl short that time.
From the defense. McDaniel, he went 4 of 4 against Illawarra from 3 a few weeks ago and has been really cold since. Hadn't hit a 3 in 5 games since that one. Comes in, knocks down his first look.
Steindl staying in. McDaniel puts the ball on the floor, takes it at Jessup. He's forced into a tough look. Weeks kept it alive. McDaniel puts the ball on the floor, takes it at Jessup. He's forced into a tough look. Weeks kept it alive. McDaniel puts the ball on the floor, takes it at Jessup. He's forced into a tough look. Weeks kept it alive. McDaniel again. Misses out. Foul will be on.
So he gets pushed off the spot, and the Jack Jumpers get it back.
Regardless of what happens, you got to put here. And I'm not being disrespectful, but you don't have any big names out there. For these guys to be playing the way they're playing right now, you got to take your head off to this guy. He's doing a fantastic job.
Coach of the year, in your eyes?
Well, he has to be. Right now, he has to be the coach of the year. Wins and losses after this, it's the way they're playing.
Correct.
It's how they're playing and how a new team, a brand new team with no names. I keep saying that. I shouldn't say that because they got names. But guys, you don't really recognize.
And this without Will Magnay. As we mentioned, Adams up top. Loose ball falls out to Weeks. He's well short. And this without Will Magnay. As we mentioned, Adams up top. Loose ball falls out to Weeks. He's well short. Out to Weeks. He's well short. Will Magnay's been missing now for 8 games and expected to be missing for quite a few more, potentially. Could be season over for him. He's very much a wait and see. DeWalt Reith or Cleveland will give that. Could be season over for him. He's very much a wait and see. DeWalt Reith or Cleveland will give that.
The way they competed, the way they played game after game. And he's the only guy to be coach of the year when they didn't make the finals and they had a losing record. This season reminds me a little bit of that for Scott Roth, because he just has them.
So it's just not on the floor, it's off the floor. They're doing an amazing job in this community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Hardest thing to do in any brand new organisation, sport or otherwise, is to build a culture.
Right. And him coming from Perth, perfect example of what to do.
Adams lost the handle.
Perfect example of what to do.
Adams lost the handle. Jessup in transition. It's a one-point game.
Beautiful from the Hawks. Find Jessup in transition. See if you can get him on the arc like the Jackies have found Glenn Steindl, and he drills it.
2 of 11 on Thursday. And he struggles. It'll be good for his confidence. Adams unsuccessful. And the Hawks playing to take the lead on this possession. Here's Jessup. Shot clock at 9. He's knocked out of bounds.
One different.
(32-30). Conrad will in the offense. 32-30. Conrad will in the offense. McIntosh looks to take it to the other end. Got to the left hand, couldn't score. McIntosh looks to take it to the other end. Got to the left hand, couldn't score. Back to Rattan Mace. They find Jessup, and that's what he can do.
They've given him that one back.
Scoreline has been adjusted, so what you can see is correct at 34-32.
Surely he didn't lose the timeout.
He keeps his time out.
And he does, yeah. 13-0 run right now for the Hawks. They were down 11 early. It's been a big second quarter for them. Tasmania.
Second half of this season. And I like, because opposition coaches see him at the 4 and they go, what? You know what? We can go small at the 4. And they go, what? You know what? We can go small at the 4 here. Put on a shooter like Tim Conrad. But McVay's got that post game. Takes him into the block and goes to work.
There's Harry Froling into the game. Had a DNP on Thursday for that.
Takes him into the block and goes to work.
There's Harry Froling into the game. Had a DNP on Thursday for the first time since 2016. Jack jumpers by 1. They led by as much as 11 a few moments ago. Adams misses everything. And Kenyon kept it alive.
Do that because it makes you susceptible in defensive transition. But all 5 of your guys need to be ready to block out and keep them off the glass. And keep them off the glass.
And the Jet misses. 5th foul of the quarter for Tasmania.
George calls the timeout, says you need a man up. They lift the intensity.
Absolutely.
Huge shot. 3-point game. Huge moment. Iced it.
Makes the second, and we are locked away at 35. On the back of 13 straight points from Illawarra. McVeigh in the post. That game that Liam was talking about. McVeigh in the post. That game that Liam was talking about. That jumps out. Cleveland slices through. Ooh. McIntosh says. Blocked him with the left hand too.
Great defensive play.
And White couldn't finish. And White couldn't finish. McVeigh's 4th rebound to go with his 7 points. The Jet and Adams combined. Shot clock now at 8. And Froling did well.
Really good.
Well.
Really good D. Making strides in that part of his game, Harry Froling.
Conrad was there for a while. He could size it up, he misses. Offensive rebound, Cleveland, and 1. Illawarra in front. Conrad was there for a while. He could size it up, he misses. Offensive rebound, Cleveland, and 1. Illawarra in front.
Scott Roth says, you know what, I've had enough of that. I'm heeding Copes' advice.
He's the leading scorer in the game, Clint Steindl. 4 minutes before quarter time where he just went bananas. Could not miss.
did all that in 6 minutes.
Jack Jumpers just needing to find an answer offensively themselves now. They had all of the answers in the first quarter. Adams, late in the clock. Stripped by White, nice hands. The shot clock's going to beat Tasmania. That will please Brian Goorjian.
That's good defense.
Put that cool tools to be a defender. He's not cute, long, he's not tall, he's not long, he's not super athletic. So it's all got to come with your energy and your fundamentals. And he's given him a punch.
And he has attitude.
Tan Mays travels. Time here.
Big question is, can the Jack Jumpers get some points on the board? Single digits in this quarter thus far.
3 of 16 from the field in this second term, the Jack Jumpers. McIntosh misses the dunk. Second term, the Jack Jumpers. McIntosh misses the dunk. That was kept alive by Majette. And a chance for Illawarra to score off 3 straight possessions. Conrad catch and shoot. Yes!
Oh, that's bringing Steinle in for the ball screen with Josh Majette.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, my.
Wow. He had Steinle.
This is out. Look at them ride every defensive possession too. Brian Goorjian's been spreading the gospel about this end of the floor, and it's working. Majette couldn't get his 3 away.
That's the play he drew up in the huddle, Scott Ross, but the Hawkies blew it up.
And Steinle couldn't get a look at it either. Jessup knocks it away. And Steinle couldn't get a look at it either. Jessup knocks it away. This is a switched on defensively, as we've seen Illawarra all season.
Wow. Fair to say they
Time to bring it out. This is a massively important game with huge playoff implications. Get a little boost yourself. Take yourself to 13-8. So a massive game, and they've answered the call in this second term.
And the Jack Jumpers, on the other hand, if they go 10-10 tonight, it is going to be hard for them. There's no question. On the positive, isn't it great that we're in round 16 and we're having that conversation?
absolutely fantastic. Round 16. When you talk about the newest team on the block. Again, a lot of that goes to Scott Roth, but the players, you got to give the players a hand too. They've stepped up. They've stepped up. They bought in. Whatever he's preaching, they bought in.
Fair to say they needed that from Josh Adams.
100%.
Illawarra were on a 7-0 run before that. Conrad goes bang.
Great execution. Knockdown shooter. Ratan Mays finds it.
3 of 5 from outside. The 36-year-old playing some big minutes in this second term, plus 10 in his time on the court. Adams to repeat the dose.
Wow.
He's starting to warm up now. And the last possession of this first half with Illawarra. They can finish it in style, and they do. And they do. Xavier Ratan Mays with a bucket on the buzzer. And Illawarra, he's really dialed into this one
He's
tonight.
focused. He wants to win this one tonight.
Illawarra 4th on the table. 12-8. Jessup from the elbow.
Great plays coming out of the half. Get Jessup going. He just knocked down a couple before you went into halftime. Run him off a screen. Come on.
He's now equal leading scorer in the game with 13. The Jack Jumpers have got to find some answers. And that relentless pressure from Illawarra. Look at
The defense is in front of our bench. Coming out of this halftime break, so they want everybody engaged and talking, keep the pressure on.
They forced Tasmania into 8 turnovers. Tasmania across the season only average 11 a game. Jessup with a hand in the face. That won't go. When it's pressure like this, Coach, how do you get your offense on your terms?
you got to be smart. You got to, when you're overplaying, you got to run some back doors. You got to try to get some easy shots. You can't come out and force bad shots because then the defense wins. Transition and force bad shots because then the defense wins. Transition, you got to be smart about it.
Harvey hasn't really got going as yet. 2 of 6 from it. Harvey hasn't really got going as yet. 2 of 6 from Harvey hasn't really got going as yet. 2 of 6 from the field in the opening half. Cleveland reaching in, picks up an early.
There's a lead, you're late in the shot clock, you're shooting over a hand, but there's also been some open ones. The dunk down the middle and some good looks on the perimeter. Just got to start breaking the circuit here with a couple of buckets.
Kenyon misses. The 30 scored in the second quarter is their highest scoring quarter of the season. We mentioned that this has got a playoff-like feel to it. A big move by the Hawks in the second. Cleveland trying to bank it home. A big move by the Hawks in the second. Cleveland trying to bank it home. McVeigh. And the Jet thought about letting fly. That'll be an offensive foul.
It's a wrong man. 32 points in the second term for Illawarra. I think the beautiful thing about that for Gorgian is he would have said in the halftime sheds, what you guys did in that second term was exactly what I've been telling you all year. It's got to start from our defense. Lock it up, run and get some rhythm going and put points on the board.
Free throws to come for Reith.
When you have too many offensive threats, it can hurt you. I mean, you play on a team where the 1, 2, and the 3 are your go. One can shoot at any given time, and sometimes that hurts them.
Well, Jack was talking about Harvey's slow first quarters. I think that's why, because he's going, you know what, I got some threats on this team. I got to get Jessup shots. I got to get Dwight Reith some catches. Meanwhile, Fabian Krizlovic, 2 quick fouls, 4 personals. He's on the bench. And Jock Perry's into the game.
Adams long. Kenyon hustles, wins it back.
He's on the bench. And Jock Perry's into the game.
Adams long. Kenyon hustles, wins it back.
He's on the bench. And Jock Perry's into the game.
Adams long. Kenyon hustles, wins it back. Offensive rebound number 8 for Tasmania. Majet. Offensive rebound number 8 for Tasmania. Majet can't find the bottom of the net. He's 0 from 5. Harvey upstairs for Cleveland.
They look a much different, and that's what they like to do. If you take a bad shot on this end, they're getting out and running. And they have the horses to finish.
Another 7-0 run for Illawarra. Tasmania have not scored in this third quarter so far. Adams tries to change that. Froling met him there. Third quarter so far. Adams tries to change that. Froling met him there. This has been a defensive performance of the highest order. Jessup off target. This has been a defensive performance of the highest order. Jessup off target that time. And McVeigh sees only Harvey ahead. Beautiful spin and finish.
They needed that.
Beautiful spin and finish.
They needed that.
9 points for McVeigh. Doing his best to keep the Jack Jumpers in the game.
Heads up play from the Hawks.
First shooter this season. Ooh. Taylor would be impressed with that one. And that's Burgers. And that's Burgers.
And boy, don't they love it.
Do they ever? Code word is dodge. It's knocked out of bounds.
They're the kind of look. He loses the challenge.
Interesting one to challenge.
He's just looking for a spark. He's looking for anything right now to get these guys going.
He wouldn't have had the best view of it.
No.
I wouldn't.
Harvey. Off to Reith, mid-range jumper. This Cleveland has been a handful all night long. Off to Reith, mid-range jumper. This Cleveland has been a handful all night long.
We need to get that type. A couple of years ago, it was, we need to get a Cam Oliver type to put us over the top. I think a lot of teams are looking at that.
Yep. 28 NBA games with Dallas, Atlanta, and back at Dallas again. Look at how small that lineup is on the floor right now for Tasmania. Majet. Unsuccessful again for Tasmania. Majet. Unsuccessful again. 0 from 6.
And the Hawks are smart, going straight inside, straight away.
Points are going to count for
guarding Josh Majet. They put him, you see him there in the backcourt, guarding the point guard. They put him on Xavier Munford for the Phoenix on Thursday night, and it helped to change the game. Majet's the head of the snake for the Jack Jumpers offensively, and Cleveland's been taking him out of the game.
Another turnover for Tasmania. They look after the ball better than anyone in the competition this year, Illawarra. They're #1 in that stat. 2 turnovers in nearly 3/4 of basketball for the Hawks.
That's exceptional. That is great basketball.
59-43 at the Silverdome. Shot clock at 7 for Harvey. Now Cleveland with his back to the basket. Accelerates over the top of Adams.
I love him. I love him.
Get him up here.
I mean, he's good. He's good.
Is this your first man crush since you joined the commentary?
First Cleveland game? Is this your first Hawks game?
No, but he's gotten better and better. It's just...
Third, when the team needs a spark, his energy puts him over the top. What happened here early in that second term, and it hasn't stopped.
McVeigh's fouled. Following a little Tasmania. Steindl and Adams.
And Steindl had those in 6 minutes of play in the first quarter.
That's right. Josh Majet running the show. Cleveland's out of the, Steindl's out of the game. Let's put him on the point guard. Put him on the point guard. Turn the water off at the tap.
And McVeigh now becomes the third Jack jumper. Into double figures. That's an easy bucket for the Hawks.
They get a bit of an extra boost at the other end of the floor.
Foley makes the extra. Let's get down. Foley makes the extra. Let's get down to Stewie.
Yeah, Cleveland certainly letting the Jack Jumpers bench know who's running the show out here right now. I think this is a bit of a toss of the. I think this is a bit of a toss of the coin right now from Roth. See if they can keep their playoff hopes alive with this small group. You'd want to see a lot of pressure up the floor, a bit of physical pressure.
Well, they get the bucket. And
from Rattan Mays, but yeah, that'll certainly be the idea. What Stuart was saying, get up, put some pressure on. It's a lineup that, of course, you can switch 1 through 5, and then down this end of the floor, stretch them out. See if you can get some open looks for some shooters.
The Jets pass.
Shooters.
The Jets pass. Chopped off. And Cleveland, offensive foul. To this one. And stick around, the crossover. We'll have you covered for all of your news. Both from the NBL, the WNBL on the eve of finals, and of course, overseas. And then as soon as the team are finished up, South East Melbourne and Sydney from John Cain Arena. It's a big, big night here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Massive night.
Hungry Jacks NBL.
Massive night.
Conrad lost it. Stripped from Steindl. Majet with his first bucket of the game. Majet with his first bucket of the game. They've scored the last 5, Tasmania. The key for them is to get another stop. Cleveland. Misses. Cleveland. Misses. The Jet has 6 assists. Steindl guarded by Froling. To the basket, into the corner for Weeks. Pass deflected. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Cleveland sits down. Steindl has to shoot. That's long. 5 of 7 across the night for him. Jessup over the top of Weeks.
That's what's in the scout, what he wants to go to. A couple of dribbles left, pull up mid-range, money.
15 points, equal leading scorer in the game. Adams lost it, and that... Adams lost it, and that will be certainly considered.
But some stabilising plays for the Hawks.
Although the Hawks have been, wasn't that the other night that they played Southeast Melbourne and actually had a look, went to get something to eat. When I came back, it was very close. I think
Why he looked the way he looked, Coach.
all day.
Timeless. Return Mays. As White worked hard to get open. That jumps out. Mays. As White worked hard to get open. That jumps out. Weeks with the rebound for Tasmania. Equal biggest lead of the game for Illawarra right now. Shot clock down to 4. McDaniel. Beautiful pass. How did he find that gap and find Steindl?
Great pass. Great cut by Steindl.
They didn't panic with the shot clock against them. Steindl up to 17. 90 seconds before three-quarter time.
The summer league. Obviously, he can play in the league. He's a very good shooter. Chasing him right now. I wouldn't know. Lynn probably would know. No, not a lot of teams chasing him, but he has the ability to play in the NBA. Yes.
Golden State hold his rights at the moment. McIntosh. Tough finish inside.
You think if any team doesn't play the defense, that's the team. Well, that's the team you probably want to go to.
Yeah.
He's a good defender.
Wait, you're right. He's taken big strides as a defender this year.
Let's pass out for Return Mays. Cleveland, look at him scrap after that ball. McDaniel kept it in, but to the advantage of
This year.
Let's pass out for Return Mays. Cleveland, look at him scrap after that ball. McDaniel kept it in, but to the advantage of
This year.
Let's pass out for Return Mays. Cleveland, look at him scrap after that ball. McDaniel kept it in, but to the advantage of Illawarra. Jessup short. Daniel kept it in, but to the advantage of Illawarra. Jessup short. Daniel kept it in, but to the advantage of Illawarra. Jessup short. Now they settle into something more meaningful, Illawarra. Return Mays. Shot clock at 4. Reith on the move. Put the ball on the floor and finished like a guard.
And that's what happens when you go with a small lineup. 2 or 3 extra shots. No rim protection.
Correct.
6'11", he was just gliding around.
Correct.
6'11", he was just gliding around. The Hawks force a turnover. The shot clock's been switched off. Down to 10 seconds. Return Mays running the point. Has Reith, pick and pop. Again, ball on the floor. Tries to tip it in, still going.
Wow.
Misses.
This is what he should have made.
Reith, pick and pop. Again, ball on the floor. Tries to tip it in, still going.
Wow.
Misses.
This is what he should have made.
Reith, pick and pop. Again, ball on the floor. Tries to tip it in, still going. Wow. Misses.
This is what he should have made.
Look even worse. Good effort from Tassie in that third term. It was 22 apiece in that third quarter. But they weren't able to make big inroads into this margin.
Again, we go back to it, but whatever Gordon said in the timeout, we heard some of it. It fired these guys up. Obviously, they wish I had it fired these guys up. Obviously, they wish I had a big training, you know, so a big training session where Gordon would have laid down the law.
Weeks drives. McIntosh couldn't put it back in. Loose ball picked up by McDaniel. Weeks drives. McIntosh couldn't put it back in. Loose ball picked up by McDaniel. Weeks drives. McIntosh couldn't put it back in. Loose ball picked up by McDaniel. The hands of Cleveland were good. McVeigh kept playing through. Wow. The hands of Cleveland were good. McVeigh kept playing through. Wow. The hands of Cleveland were good. McVeigh kept playing through. Wow. Eventually, McIntosh came up with it.
Numbers mixed up a little before, but with Jack Jumpers showing some fight, not completely dead yet.
71-55. Cleveland not that time. McDaniel crashes. Cleveland not that time. McDaniel crashes the glass. Steindl up ahead. He spins. Can't bank it home. Can't bank it home. Every one of those needs to go for Tasmania to be a chance.
Right. And what Illawarra can't do is come down and go individual basketball now. When they start doing that, that's when they get in trouble. Do is come down and go individual basketball now. When they start doing that, that's when they get in trouble. One person touches the ball and they shoot it.
McIntosh going to work on Froling. Doesn't score and misses the tip in too. There's McDaniel, right place, right time. McIntosh going to work on Froling. Doesn't score and misses the tip in too. There's McDaniel, right place, right time. McIntosh going to work on Froling. Doesn't score and misses the tip in too. There's McDaniel, right place, right time.
Right now, getting extra possessions on the O glass, blocking out, keeping the Hawks to one shot.
18 is the biggest three-quarter time margin that Tasmania have been down this entire season. 2 more for Cleveland. Their pride is on the line here as well, Coach.
Absolutely. They play, look, all year long they've been playing hard. Irregardless of what happens at the end of the game, they have a reputation of playing hard and being physical and
has had patches in the game where he's looked like he was about to explode. Illawarra have been able to do a good job of stopping him. Illawarra have been able to do a good job of stopping him. The Hawks could be as high as third. He's caught a foot.
And what does that do for your confidence?
Well, it sets it up. Their next game after this is next Sunday against Melbourne at John Cain Arena. So it sets them up in a big way. If they win tonight, so it sets them up in a big way. If they win tonight, that'll be 7 of their last 9 that they've won. Not quite the Sydney Kings, but they're not far off it in terms of winning streak.
But Liam, is it fair to say they've won 7? If they win tonight, it's 7 of 9. But it's not 7 pretty wins.
Yeah, and they haven't taken huge scalps.
That's right.
Along the way there, a couple of wins over the Phoenix, which have been impressive. But yeah, you can see in that a lot of Bitter Cairns and Adelaide and the like, and you can see on their upcoming schedule, Cleveland misses there. They've got a lot of those tough games coming up. So
there's their next 4. Only one home game in amongst that. They've already played 12 at home this season, so there's not many left at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Nice take from Adams.
And then it's all come to fruition since then. So definitely job now to close this one out.
On Pluto, Copes?
No, but close.
What's close?
South Dakota. 37. But Liam, you're right. And you know, the good thing about this team is sometimes being on the road with just you against the world can get you to the place you need to be. No distractions.
Nice knockdown from Ratan. He's making a real habit of being a fourth quarter player for Illawarra.
Yes, he is.
Adams upstairs.
Just to let you know. Just to let you know, I got hops. I can get up.
Equal leading scorer now for the Jack Jumpers with 17. It's a 14-point game. Obvious statement, though, they need stops. And they can't give Tyler Harvey open. Open looks like that.
That's big. That is back-breaking stuff for the Jack Jumpers.
Hasn't been required to do a great deal at the offensive end tonight. He's been facilitating, though. Adams stepping back. That rattles out. Comes up with it. We tick down to 5 minutes remaining. Great crowd in attendance once again at the Silverdome in Launceston. Jack Jumpers have done a good job of promoting this game and drawing up a lot of interest. Reith, offensive rebound, misses from underneath like he did at the end of the third. Drawing up a lot of interest. Reith, offensive rebound, misses from underneath like he did at the end of the third. Drawing up a lot of interest. Reith, offensive rebound, misses from underneath like he did at the end of the third. Reith, offensive rebound, misses from underneath like he did at the end of the third quarter.
Look at those.
He's left a few out there tonight.
Just wants that double-double. Just racking up those offensive rebounding stats. Got 12 and 9 right now.
This is foul.
Antonius Cleveland, you'd suspect. Well, he's not out there on the floor for the Hawks.
7-3 when Majed has 6 dimes or more in a game. So he's up to that number tonight. But to your point, up to that number tonight. But to your point, Liam, normally there's some more scoring that comes with that. It helps create a stop. Point, Liam, normally there's some more scoring that comes with that. It helps create a stop. Steinel's pass batted away. And he kept working for it, the captain. Took it to the rack. Can't score. And Harvey, 8 points on 3 of 7. Tom Mays downhill, scores.
That's a tough shot. So he's been that fourth quarter scorer, like you say. He comes off the bench and gets it done in the fourth quarter for them.
Nearly 34% of Xavier Ratan-May's points come in the fourth quarter. Gives you an idea of his contribution late in games. It's come in the fourth quarter. Gives you an idea of his contribution late in games. 80-62. It's an equal game-high 18-point lead. Clock at 4 for Harvey. The floater off the glass, no good. At 4 for Harvey. The floater off the glass, no good. And the Jet surveys the floor. Adams left open. And the Jet surveys the floor. Adams left open. Just come up with it and absorb time off the clock. This is a streak they're building now. 7 of their last 9. The only team that they've lost to in that period is Tasmania. Are they?
Here they are on an NBL floor going head to head. That's amazing.
Here's Rattan Mays. Conrad, the find underneath for Duop Reith. 9 with a couple of block shots. He would have been part of that scrimmage. And he's starting to find some good form again at the right time of the season. Steindl short. 2 minutes to play. At the Silver Dome in Launceston. And there's Duop Reith with his 10th rebound. That's a double-double.
Wow.
He forces that in as well.
This just shows they certainly miss Magne. Magne in the middle. There's none of that.
Both teams about to head to the bench by the looks of things. AK Gak about to check in for Illawarra. Nice take from Adams.
Get out. There's nothing like your first minutes. Nothing like it.
He just went to Josh Majest and said, mate, don't pass me the ball. Just give me... Maintain his eligibility. Cool moment for him right now.
Minute and 35 seconds left. He'd be tired. After that minute and 35 is over, he'd be so tired and just run up and down.
Be breathing, young fella.
Sean McDonald in for Tasmania as well, one of their DPs. Seen him a couple of times this season. Isaac White late in the shot clock. Drives and draws a foul.
Goes.
He actually, you remember he gave that flick in the Wynn Entertainment Centre after he hit that corner 3. I found out he got out to him.
That's nice.
He certainly does not lack confidence, does he? Lack confidence, does he?
He can play. Very, very talented young man. 23 years of age. He'll be learning the right way under Brian Gorshin.
Absolutely.
No mistake about that. Dean's body's off. Over the top of Gak, doesn't get it to go. Top of Gak, doesn't get it to go. Speaking of talented young men, Liam, we saw a little bit of AK Gak in Boomers representation recently. Got some talent. Ogilvy.
Whoa!
Banks it in.
Well, he'll take it.
And the bench will too. Well,
this, unfortunately for Tasmania, is going to be their biggest loss of the season. He's going to be their biggest loss of the season. And Cleveland puts the emphasis. One last chance for McVeigh. Gak followed him. One last chance for McVeigh. Gak followed him. No foul call. And Illawarra will dribble this one out. Total domination since quarter time. They played like a team who want a spot in the playoffs.